life is a mess and you're totally stressed out, just call Trent. Just call Trent. When your wife is cold as ice and you need some advice, just call Trent. Just call Trent. He'll shoot it straight and he won't say no. He'll just give you that advice and say, well, there you go.
Oh, hello. Welcome to another episode of There You Go with Trent Mabry. Of course, I'm your host, Trent Mabry. Today, my guest is Kaitlyn Blansett. How are you, Kaitlyn?
Doing well. How are you, Trent?
I'm wonderful. You're living in Washington, D.C. now, right?
Yeah, insurrection capital of these United States of America. Nobody's had more insurrections than us. Count them.
That's true. And I was there. No,
I would not be surprised. I mean, no offense.
No, but have you seen old Sleepy Joe walking around?
I have not had the pleasure yet, but also have not really been on the lookout. So
Yeah, he seems like a guy that would blend in. You wouldn't really recognize him.
He doesn't really walk around a lot too. I hear he just kind of stops and naps at places. So.
Exactly. Yeah, but I have a cold.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
How'd you get that?
Well, it's New York. There's many ways of getting a cold. You could probably get it on the subway.
Yeah. Is it COVID? Did you get tested?
No, I didn't get. You can tell it's just a cold, I think. But I feel like I'm getting over it. I got the vaccine.
Okay, yeah.
But people, that's the thing. I've been staying in a little bit because when you have a cold, people don't believe you anymore.
No. I mean, everybody's suspicious. Everybody's on high alert.
Yeah, which I guess is fair.
But you're on the other side of that, where you're more like, wow, it's a cold. A cold's a cold. Or I should do it in a more like Trent voice. Wow, it's a cold. Ah.
Well, I feel like you can tell, but maybe not.
I haven't had a cold since the pandemic, so I don't even remember what it's like now. What's it like?
It's a mildly annoying.
Okay, that's okay.
Just a stuffy nose, really, and kind of you get a little bit of a cough now and then.
Yeah.
But you drink some off-brand Dayquil. You gotta save money.
Well, I'm drinking that every day, any day. Anyway.
Well, that's why you haven't had a cold. And hold on, my girlfriend's dog is trying to get in.
Yeah, I heard on your last episode that you're babysitting this dog.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's going well. I should have just let her in before I started recording. Now she's just gonna stare at me until she gets on the bed. But yeah, it is weird though, watching a dog in New York compared to Indiana.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming there's a lot of differences. I'm assuming it's a much bigger inconvenience. No offense, dog.
Her name's Luna.
She's beautiful. She's very cute.
She does get a lot of compliments.
Yeah.
From New Yorkers.
Do they like dogs?
They do, and you wouldn't think that everybody here has a dog.
It seems like a very inconvenient thing to have in New York, but that's just my opinion. I'm also not a dog person, so I say things like having a dog must be inconvenient. Like having any animal is inconvenient.
Except for maybe like a fish.
Yeah. I've killed a lot of fish, though. I don't feel right about getting them anymore. I know like what the outlook is. It's like 4 to 6 weeks. It's a real death sentence.
Have you ever go to the fair, the county fair or the state fair?
Yeah, I went to a lot of them and I got a lot of fish and a lot of them died. I had 2 fish one time and one of them ate the other one. Oh. And like all that was left was like the remains of the smaller one.
Hate to see that. We had in elementary school, we had like a hamster and the hamster had babies and it ate the babies.
It what? Oh my God. Oh, I've never heard of that with hamsters. You hear about like that with like alligators.
I've never heard that with alligators.
Oh yeah, no, alligators do that. That's a
Wow.
fact. That's a fun animal fact for you. But now hamsters, my God, I'll have to update the Wikipedia page.
Oh, you run the hamster
The
Wikipedia?
I do, yeah. There are very few people who know more about hamsters than I do.
Is there a
I've
whole
killed,
section on the Kia Soul?
that's my dad's absolute favorite car and absolute favorite car commercial. Like when that was coming out, I was about to get a new car. I mean, when that was coming out, there's been a ton of them. But my dad like made me test drive a Kia Soul because he was like, you could have the hamster car. I was like, I'm not buying this. No, it doesn't go with the brand.
What car did you end up getting?
I have a Honda Insight, which is a hybrid, which I feel like goes much better with the brand.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
I sold my car. I drove a
Oh.
2015 Chrysler 200.
What a car.
So, yeah.
I feel like that's a little off brand.
People told me I don't care about cars,
Yeah.
And I wrecked. Well, I didn't. I got hit by another car. My first car was a 2002 Ford Taurus, blue Ford Taurus.
See, now that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I wrecked that one, and I had to get a new car. And this is the one that they showed me, and I test drove it. I go, this is fine.
You just bought like the first car that they should like that they pointed at.
It was
like,
a family friend. It was a family friend that owns the lot. So
I've never even heard of a Chrysler 200. I've heard of like a Chrysler 300 and like a Chrysler 400. I didn't know.
Well, this is 100 worse than the 300.
Is it like 100 smaller, 100 less like powerful? 100, what does the 100 mean?
I'm not sure.
I'm not a car person either.
I didn't ask a lot of questions, but I told
Doesn't seem like it.
I told my buddy David Brooks, who you know.
Oh, I love David Brooks. He actually told me before I left, he said, I'm so sad about you leaving because you are my best friend in the world.
Wow.
And there's nobody I like more than you. And I was like, that's really pathetic, Dave. We hardly know each other.
Well, he told me the same thing, so.
Oh, shit.
No, but I told him what kind of car I drove. He told me it was a black car, a black people car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to question that or make any follow-up comments.
He seems like
he
seems like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think he would know that. Maybe.
And a couple comics I've met in New York, I've told them my name, which is Trent.
Mm-hmm.
And they've told me that's a black guy name.
It is?
That's what I say. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna negate anybody else's like Trent experiences, but I think every Trent I know is white.
Exactly. Yeah.
That doesn't sound right to me.
But the people that told me that were white. So.
Oh, okay. Well then, no, that's not true.
Yeah, I don't. But I've never met a black Trent, but I hope I do at some point. We can be friends.
Too.
We can make a buddy cop movie.
Buddy cop comedy?
Yeah.
No, I think that would turn out really well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Kaitlyn, thank you for doing this.
Yeah,
if the listeners at home don't know what this is an advice podcast. If you need advice, you can email me at advicefromtrent@gmail.com. That's advicefromtrent@gmail.com. And that's what this person
you say
did.
it slowly so that people have time to write it down on their Palm Pilots.
Oh, Palm Pilot or pen to paper.
Or pen to paper, yeah, real old school. I'm going to email them later.
They write out the email in hand, and then they type it up.
And then they type it up, yeah. And they say @ATG. Is that mail MAIL or MAEL? I don't know.
Well, I tried to get MALE, but
oh well. Wish I could spell a single word.
But I always have trouble when you know how like some places you have to write down your email. Like if you
Mhm.
sign in somewhere or something, I always when it gets to the @ sign, I always freak out.
Like about how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's scary. It's scary when you get there. You really gotta like force your way through it.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of turns that you don't expect.
And then I always think I got it right, and then it looks like
And then
shit.
it's like an and symbol.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, not again.
But
Who put the semicolon here?
I don't feel like they teach you that really in school.
How to make an @ symbol? No.
Yeah.
Do you have to do it in cursive? Like, is there a different way to do it in cursive as well?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you, how do you feel? Do you think school should still teach cursive?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
That's great. I think it's useless that I've never used it once, except in my signature, which changes every day.
Exactly. You can just, it doesn't matter. Nobody, it's not like it's the 1940s. Nobody's checking your signature anymore.
Nobody's checking it.
Yeah.
I literally signed a lease last week with like a PDF when it was just like, click here and I'll put your signature in. And then it just like put my signature in like Lucinda handwriting. And I'm like, how is this legally binding? That's not anybody could have signed this.
Right. Yeah, that is weird when they have to sign something online and you just type it.
And you just type it. Anything, my cat could be typing this. Like, I mean, she couldn't because she's actually not smart enough. But if there were like, you know, some sort of well-trained dog that knew the alphabet, you know, like
Luna could be forging my signature and buying a new chew toy.
Oh, that Luna, rambunctious.
She's a real scamp. But yeah, cursive, get rid of it. Math, get rid of it.
Get rid of it. History, get rid of it.
Yeah, we're not learning from it.
You know, and I live so much in this present moment that I've never understood why we're also obsessed with history. Do you know what I mean?
100%. You got to be in the present.
You got to be in the present. You know, open your eyes to what's going on.
Those who don't learn from the present are doomed to repeat it.
Teddy Roosevelt right there.
Exactly. Oh, you move. How's the move going? Give me the exact address.
I will not do that. It's okay though. We've got, I don't know if you ever moved, Trent. I'm just kidding. I know that you've moved. You moved recently.
Yeah.
When we moved, we have so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's my big takeaway from the move is what is all this shit? Yeah. Where did it come from? Who bought it? Why did I keep it? I'm also like, I'm very sentimental when it comes to like inanimate objects, and I'll like be like, oh my God, like my grandmother like touched the spoon once. I can never throw it away now because like
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can tell, my room is very large.
It looks super large. It definitely looks at least twice the size of a coat closet.
Yeah, that's about the size of it. But I was lucky enough. I have a lot of stuff that some people may say is not necessary. I have a lot of DVDs still.
Okay, no, throw them away.
Well, I left a lot of them at my mom's house. That's the good thing.
See, that's so lucky. My parents literally, I mean, when I graduated college, my dad was like, here's like 10 boxes of everything you have kept at my house. Mm-hmm. It is time for you to like take. So like everything I own, I have, which is so annoying. Like, throw it away. Somebody else keep it. I mean, it's mine, but it's somebody else's responsibility. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm very thankful that I could just leave most of my stuff. And then when I hit it big, hopefully I'll have a nice place to store things, or I'll just move back in with my mom.
Yeah, that's always an option.
Those are the only two options, because I'm not going to get rid of it.
Your mom sounds great. Could she like store a couple of boxes for me?
There's room. Yeah, there's room.
That's
great. Ship it to our house.
I've literally been living in a basement for 2 years, and it's like, wow. I I can't like I have these like childhood like this collection of musical dolls from my childhood that like wind up and they play a song.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get rid of them, but I live underground. Like, where am I supposed to put these? Like, it's been a real mess. It's been a real mess. We're above ground now though.
Oh,
So,
congratulations.
thank you. We really feel like we've made it. We're 5 floors up.
Oh,
So that's a lot of feet.
That is.
Like at least half a mile or so.
We're on the second floor. Pretty nice.
Oh my. Yeah. That must get some sunlight.
Oh yeah, it gets sunlight. I don't know about living in a basement, but I always wanted to live in like a house that was underground. Have you ever seen one of those?
Like the Hobbits?
Sort of. There was a house by my house that it did kind of look like the Hobbits. There was like grass on
Like the
top
ground comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of those. Is it one of those like eco houses or something?
I think it was before they even knew the term eco.
So it was just kind of like a house that maybe sunk into the ground, and then the owners
maybe it was in a
like,
sinkhole.
Put some dirt up to maybe nobody will notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have to say that's like how our, I mean, that's not exactly how our old apartment was, but it was an English basement. So it was like the back opened out to a ground, but the front was like under the ground.
Wow.
Not ideal.
An English basement. It was an English apartment. So normally they call it a flat.
They have all these words that they use to like hide what it actually is here. So like when we came, they were like, come see our English basement. And then when we're like looking now, they're like, oh, this apartment is on the garden terrace.
Uh-huh.
You're like, it's not, it's underground. It is, it's where the rats and the worms live. Like,
oh, are there a lot of rats in the, well, depends on what you're talking about. The politician.
Well, hey. No, but there are a lot of actual rats as well.
Yeah,
they're huge.
They are, yeah. We got a lot of rats here. And people just throw trash on the street, the trash bags. And then when you're walking home late at night by yourself, you just see all the rats scurrying about on all of the trash. I like it.
You do?
Yeah, it's fun.
Are
it's
you
fun
like nature?
Yeah.
One with nature, right in the middle of the.
Well, I used to live in the country, and you used to see a nice majestic deer, or maybe a fox running around.
And now you see a gritty, like scheming rat.
Yeah, filthy, dirty rat.
Yeah, I guess that could be nice. We had a lot of rats at our old place, and I have a cat, and she would love to sit in the window and like watch them at night. And like we had a motion light that kept going off. We were like, why is this going off? Like, is somebody breaking in? And it was just the rats scurrying around. It was so gross. But there was one that like, there are like these stairs, and it came down the stairs. It like used the stairs like a human being. It was just like, these are my stairs now. This is my garden terrace.
They do get pretty comfortable.
Yeah, they're cocky. They're cocky sons of bitches.
That's something I don't like, the cockiness.
Yeah, like who gave you this much confidence?
Exactly.
Rat. You're ugly. You can't be confident.
Know your place. Know your place.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for doing this, Kaitlyn. I'm gonna pull up the email right now on my iPhone 7 Plus. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
The subject reads, relationship in the rough.
Oh no.
Dear Trent, love the podcast. I just discovered it, and I've been binging all the episodes. I haven't rated it yet, but that's only because I've been very, very busy on my month-long vacation in the Poconos that my boyfriend is paying for.
Must be rough.
Maybe she'll get around to it at some point. I'm writing to you today because my boyfriend and I recently went putt-putting. This was our first date. This was our first in-person date. We met online during the start of the pandemic. I thought he was the one. Through all of our dates on Zoom, he seemed like the perfect gentleman. He was sweet, charming. He even sent me flowers when both my parents died of COVID, which seems like the least you could do.
Yeah, that seems like pretty standard, appropriate behavior. I don't know if I'm like giving that a medal and saying that's above and beyond. Like if he really cared, he would have like, buried them or something.
He would have dug the grave.
He would have dug the graves himself and put them into the ground.
And then planted the flowers.
Yeah, and planted flowers.
But during our date, he was a totally different person. He repeatedly threw his golf club when he didn't make a shot. He fought one of the guys in front of us for taking too long on a hole. And when I beat him, he accused me of cheating and wouldn't talk to me for the rest of the night. Yeah.
I think I'm in love with him, actually.
Yeah, you know what? You really won me over after the... Do you have any advice on what I should do? Should I keep seeing him? I know the obvious answer is to leave him, but please keep in mind he is incredibly wealthy. Signed, Hole in None.
Okay. I went through a lot of emotions, like hearing that story. That went in a lot of directions.
A whirlwind.
Yeah. It's like half, the tragedies of this past year, but also half Caddyshack. So yeah. But then the end, like the closer, I mean, if he's wealthy,
right.
There's only
what can you do?
I will say, like, it's nice to have things in his life.
Yeah, it's nice to have a place where you don't have to keep most of your stuff at your parents' house.
Yeah, like, do you want to have a place to put your childhood musical doll collection on display? Or do you want to have to leave it boxed up underground?
Exactly.
I think the answer is clear.
So yeah. So what would you do? You're married? Are you married?
No, we're not married, but I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years.
5 years. That's a long time.
It is a long time.
Put yourself in this lady's shoes. If you had met someone during the pandemic, I assume they met on some sort of dating app, maybe a Tinder, a Bumble, a Hinge.
One of the others, a Christian Mingle, a J date, a Farmers Only.
Yeah, a Black people meet.
However you meet people nowadays.
J date, Match.com. Plenty of fish, but
whatever app you can access on your iPhone 7 Plus or your iPhone 12 Pro.
Whoa, somebody's a show up.
Did I tell you I live upstairs now?
I've heard that. People are talking.
But yeah, this is complicated. This is,
Yeah. So if you met somebody during the pandemic, I assume she's by herself. She's lonely. She's incredibly lonely.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lonely time for a lot of people.
It is. I mean, especially with both of her parents dying, which I'm really sorry to hear that. That is some rough news.
But at least this guy sent her flowers. So I assume she got over it pretty quickly.
A bouquet of flowers, forget the world. Forget your terrible day.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, that was super sweet and thoughtful when he did that. And he was great on Zoom.
Right.
But then in person, he's not so great. And he has anger issues.
Yeah. Because putt-putt should be a fun time. Do you like going putt-putting?
Yeah, actually, we both love it. We go putt-putting a lot. I usually win, but it's usually not a problem.
Yeah.
So.
To most normal people.
I do understand the frustration though. I mean, when I lose things like that, I've thought about throwing my golf club before. So I level with them. It's hard to lose very like minute, insignificant battles because it's like really like of all the things that happened today, I can't even win a goddamn game of putt-putt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. But you also got to know, this is their first date. Now, if he wants to get mad on their 52nd date,
what you gonna do?
Exactly.
That, you know?
You gotta. That's when you really start to open up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've already tricked them into liking you.
You've already hid all of your neurotic tendencies for long enough.
Yeah. You really start letting your guard down. You start just tossing the club at the big plastic gorilla.
Yeah. So if this had happened at a different time in their relationship, I think the story would be different. But I'll say this too. I don't have a lot of hope for how things are going to go with COVID within the next 6 months. So we could end up virtual again, which means she would have like virtual version of her boyfriend.
That's true.
Nice.
Yeah. So maybe she should just wait it out until we all have to lock down again with the Delta variant or maybe some other variant.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there's a whole like Greek alphabet of variants just waiting to send us back home. And with how things are going, if he's nice virtually, then that's probably the life that we're all going to live for the next 5 to 7 years.
So what you're telling, now correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're saying is that she should not get vaccinated.
Yes. This is actually my campaign as an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah. Yeah. So there could be multiple variants, and then we could get locked down, and she and her boyfriend can go back to dating virtually, and he'll be a nice guy.
Yeah. Again. The way things were like, when they first met, 6 weeks ago or whatever.
Well, I assume they said that the start of the pandemic, so it's been over a year.
If you were dating virtually for a year, I don't know. I have other questions. How does that work?
I agree. I couldn't do it.
No.
But at least they know she wasn't being catfished because they did it on Zoom, so you could see the person.
She sort of was being catfished, though, because the guy he presented to her was not the man that he is,
You're right. He's a deeply, violently angry
man. Anybody who gets angry at, again, when there are plastic hippos around you that are like 4 feet tall.
Yeah, how can you be angry when there's a tiny windmill?
The balls are pink and pastel blue, right. And why are you looking at that and being mad?
This guy,
these are nice things.
He got into a fight with the guy that was in front of him.
Did they say what was it going too slow?
The person in front of them was taking too long. Too long. Honestly, I understand. I've never been in a fight, and I don't plan on being in a fight. It wouldn't go shocking. Well. I don't think it would go well for me. No.
Yeah, I don't fight either. I just walk away.
Yeah. No, you strike me as a real scrapper.
Somebody tried to fight me one time in high school, and I was just like, please don't.
And that worked?
I made myself so pathetic that they were like, if I beat this girl up, I am the bad guy, So that's my strategy to get out of any fight.
That's a good strategy. I've used it many times. I've gotten close to being never never had to put my dukes up, but I've often unnatural. I know. I felt like the fighting Irish guy from Notre Dame, but I've been known to run my mouth sometimes,
Yeah.
But luckily I was always around friends who could calm the tension.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that too. I get a little mouthy. One time I was mouthing off to my brother when I was 16 or so, and he just put me over his shoulder, took me outside. It was the middle of winter, and he took my shirt up in the back and threw me into the snow. And
oh wow.
Yeah, it was. So I guess I have been in a fight. Is that a fight? Is that just getting bullied?
I think that's just being bullied.
Damn it. Well, that's off subject now, so.
But there's still time. Maybe you go to a putt-putt course and take too long.
I'll test it out. I'll see if I can run into this guy maybe and like get a better read. I feel like it's so unclear at this point.
Yeah, so that's not a bad idea to just wait it out and maybe go back to dating virtually. Here's what I would do. This guy is incredibly wealthy, and she seems like she's kind of just in it for the money. She mentioned that he's incredibly wealthy. I would marry him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
And
there
then
a second? Yep.
And then I would wait 6 months to a year. And then I would divorce him, get a divorce.
Yeah.
And get that sweet, sweet money.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Plan B, in that same vein, marry him, then take him to a golf course where you know a lot of like rough riders, or a putt-putt golf course where like there are a lot of rough riders. All right.
And there's like a biker gang.
I'm talking gangs, I'm talking like MS-13. I'm talking, all the other gangs.
Yeah.
And just watch him pick a fight with the wrong dude. He gets whacked. Take him to Newark. I've been watching a lot of Sopranos. Take him to the Sopranos. Put him on a putt-putt golf course. Let him mouth off to the wrong guy. He gets whacked. You get the money. And it's probably easier to date because you'll be a widow.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree. That's the perfect plan.
Thank you.
Speaking of the Sopranos, I have tickets to the world premiere tomorrow of the Many Saints of Newark.
I'm dead. I'm so jealous. I would love to see that. We just watched Sopranos over quarantine for the first time.
Same year.
Oh, really? It's so good.
It's good. Great. I'm very excited. I'll give you a report.
Yeah, give me a recap, but no spoilers.
No, of course, no spoilers. But yeah, it's the world premiere. It's at the Beacon Theater.
The Beacon Theater, my God.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat that. Yes, yeah.
But that's I agree. You gotta take him to a real rough putt-putt course.
The roughest in the country. Google it.
Yeah, maybe see when the next caravan is coming.
Oh, Jesus.
With all the MS-13 gang. Find out where they're hanging out, which putt-putt course they enjoy hanging out at.
Mm-hmm.
Take them
and just
there.
let nature.
Yeah, let nature
take its course.
Run its course. Exactly.
It's
out of your hands at that point.
You've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, you still get that sweet, sweet money.
And then
everybody loves a widow.
And everybody loves a widow.
All dressed
That's what
in
they
black.
say on all the apps.
Yep. Constantly dressed in black. They have a big veil over them.
Guys are always like, it makes me so horny that your husband died. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that.
That's a line I've used before, but so there you go. I think that helps. Take your husband, marry. First of all, let's walk it through. You got to marry him.
Yep.
You got to wait a little bit. You don't want to wait. Yeah.
Don't make it suspicious.
Yeah. Wait a little bit, then find out the roughest, craziest, rootin' tootin',
most murdery
putt-putt course there is.
Yep.
Make sure there's plenty of people in front of you in line.
Plenty of slow people too.
Yeah.
Maybe like slip them a 20 and be like, take your time
tonight.
Yeah,
take your time. We're not in a rush.
Why don't you grab yourself a pint?
Exactly. And then he'll get in a fight. They'll murder him. They'll beat him up, and kill him. They'll probably they'll drown him in one of those little pond things.
Yeah, like take him and like wrap a little chain around his ankle and then tie a brick to the chain and throw him into the ocean like Aladdin. But he's not gonna have a genie. No,
ma'am. And then after that, you'll get that sweet, sweet money, and then you can find a nice guy who loves widows.
Who's gonna treat you right.
And then you're set for life.
Yep.
So there you go. I hope that helps. Thanks for doing this, Kaitlyn. Anything you want to plug?
I'm with a producing group here called Kinda Live Comedy. I'll plug that at Kinda Live Comedy.
In Washington, D.C.
In Washington, D.C. You can, find us there on Instagram if you're in Washington, D.C. We've got shows literally every weekend. So come to any and all of them. So.
Oh, perfect. What's the Instagram?
At Kinda Live Comedy.
There you go. And you can follow me on Twitter at Trent Mabry and on Instagram, Trent_Mabry.
It's a great follow.
Exactly. Thank you. And you can follow the podcast, like the podcast, subscribe, rate, review, all that shit. That's it. That's the show. As always, this is Trent Mabry signing off. Bye-bye.
Watching by the clock on the wall. That's time to bid you one and all. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So long.
So long.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Adieu.
Adieu.
Be good. Bye-bye.
Be warm.
Relax.
At ease.
Take care.
Stay loose.
Adieu, mon cher.
A la prochaine.
Goodbye until we meet again.
Oh.